Come, let us reason.
Oh, precious YHWH, we told you today, YHWH, for this greater harvest that you have for your nation, YHWH. Yeah. We don't understand it, YHWH. But we believe it and know, YHWH. That is by your mighty power, YHWH. For we see, YHWH, the creation that you have made, YHWH. We see how everything obey your voice, YHWH. Because, YHWH, when you breathe the breath of life, and us once again, YHWH. YHWH, just have your way and touch those that need to touch today, YHWH. Strengthen them, YHWH. Baruch your malak, YHWH. As he speak, YHWH, the fire, the lesson, the bread of life this day to your nation, YHWH. Let it go to your ears of all your nation this day, Abba Yahweh. In the every four corners of the earth, Abba Yahweh. Strengthen your people today, Abba Yahweh. Lift up their head, give them rejoicing, Abba Yahweh. To know one more day, Abba Yahweh, that we can praise you and lift you up. Let us stand to our feet, nation. Blow the trumpet in the mouth of Yahweh and YHWH Yahweh, which is the high Shemayim. Kadosh is your mighty Hashem. Your Mekuf to come, your will be done. In earth, Abba Yahweh, and in the high Shemayim. Give us this day our daily lesson. And forgive us our debt, Abba Yahweh, and we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil, Abba Yahweh. For yours is the Mekuf. Abba Yahweh, forever, Abba Yahweh. So be it, Abba Yahweh. May it be fulfilled in the precious and mighty name of YHWH HaMashiach, who go like this day, Abba Yahweh. And he feed us the lesson, the bread of life to your nation, Abba Yahweh. To keep us on the straight and narrow way, Abba Yahweh. And we don't be out the cross, Abba Yahweh. Lift up their head today. They rejoice, Abba Yahweh. To know, Abba Yahweh, that you're right by their side and you will take them home through the battle, Abba Yahweh. No matter whatever it may be, Abba Yahweh, there's nothing too impossible for our mighty King this day. And the praise and mighty name of YHWH HaMashiach, I pray. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. For this is the Shabbaton of Yahweh YisraYah'ale. And it's a beautiful Yah. Not only does the sun shine in the S-U-N, but the S-O in YHWH HaMashiach. He shines upon YisraYah'ale on this Yah. So let us Shama, let us give Yahweh praise for all he has done for us.
Be Yeshua died for me. I give no doubt. Oh yeah, I give no doubt.
And Granny would say, it's so tough. Yes, I like you to yes, I can. There is no place like your name. There is no other. That's why I'm today. It is coming. It is so much my faith. I know that.
Shabbat Shalom to all that have joined us on this great, beautiful Shabbat on the day that Yah has granted unto His elect. We may gather in His name and rejoice of the plentifulness that He has granted unto us. Above all, to be alive.
Hallelujah.
I bless Yah that I'm alive. That I have no complaints at all, not one. Not a singular one. Nothing at all. I'm not saddened or dismayed about anything. I'm very appreciative to be alive. That we would say to be among the living. Those that are alive in YHWH. And I pray that that's the same for us as His beloved. We can understand the value and the importance of what He has done. Life. What is life? There's so many questions that when I see Him, He will answer them. He will impart into us all the magnificence of His mind. I was thinking as we were singing, because what we have done, we have created a hybrid of what we call truth. It's nothing but lies, because a smidget of leaven, it leavens the whole lump. And so our thinking capacity has been constructed upon lies, and that which is hybrids is not pure. This is pure, and I'm going to teach. I don't need no explanation. I don't need to internalize that privately for my own interpretation. It says just one thing. In Habereshit, in the Reshith, in the beginning, Yah. No one else. No other externals. He baza created Hashemayim and Ha'erach. He created it all. I don't need nothing explained. We try to explain everything about Him. You can't. We must live. And our lives will explain the detail of who we are, what we are. Yoshua said, this is how all men. We hear the Achim, he expressed that redundantly, that one word, all, inclusive of everything. There is nothing that's beyond that parameter. This is how every man upon the face of his earth know that we are the Talmudim of Yoshua. No other way. Not because of the hue of my skin. Not because I say I'm a Hebrew, I'm an Israelite. But that we have a chava, love. And the greatness of its institution. And the only way it's going to be instituted in us is by the Dabarim, the word of Yah. The promises of Yah. That we have love one toward another. Anything else is fake, is phony, is polluted. It's a deception of your own lies that you have contorted to make you feel nice, make you think highly of yourself. That's evil. It's very evil. It's violent. It's evil. It's sickening. Esteem your dirty self. You stink. That's a fact. We all do. You stink. And we stink before His nostrils. And for us to have some kind of high polluted, condescending attitude that I'm greater or better. I'm no better than what you would call a bomb on the street. There are a lot of things that Evangelist Hartsfield said to me I did not take. I did not receive his personality as far as taking the monies and spending them. Never done that. And I don't care what the liars that have lived here will say. How would they know anyway? You reminded me one day, and I said, yeah, I've never had any kind of delusion or pride. Never. Never thought I was better. Trying to present something that I'm not. Pretending that I'm above someone. Never done that. He says you're no better than a bomb on the street. What we call a bomb. Look at him. He says, just by the kindness of Yah's election. You did nothing no different than them. You have sinned, you have lied. And to think you have some kind of position in this life that it exudes you, you are a fool. I wanted us to understand that there is no interpretation that is needed. We get the mind of YHWH HaMashiach, the Torah will speak to us. We will not try to inject or determine what is the meaning, how it applies to me, because everything in the book applies to me. This thing is arrogant, is hubris, is prideful, it stinks to the gates and the bottoms of hell. That stupid thing you call a mind is stupid. It's not worth nothing. Can't get you $1 million. I don't care how much you wish you had it. It's going to rot like me. So we better come to that conclusion. That Yah means what he says. I don't want to teach the second part of last week. I said to my Zahin, you'll be teaching on tomorrow at next Shabbat. Let me take this today to alleviate that. He works hard off of you, all right? So I'm going to teach, and I want every one of us here to scrutinize me. And don't scrutinize me off your ignorance. You must scrutinize me on the application of knowledge that Yah has caused to shine in you. That's what his Torah does. It brings about a ma'or, a delight, a rejoicing of excellence. That's what it does. Not that which is superficial and phony. It doesn't do that. But it brings about an excellence concerning his nation, his people. I want you to be very judgmental. I want you to judge me to the highest degree. Don't judge me like you judge you. Your judgment against you is superficial, full of lies. It's corrupt. It stinks to the highest of hell. I want you to judge me. And I want you to judge every word that I speak today and see if there is a consistency, not some private interpretation. Or does the Torah bear witness? I want to begin in the last wheel, that which brings about pleasure and delight, and that is chafet. The last wheel of one that was of the Zerah of Abraham. His name is Yitzchak. He had two sons. One we know as YisraYah'ale. One that is ESAU. I want to see that what those that are teaching would dismantle what the Torah says. I don't give a knickers what the rats mean about what I say. It must come precisely, exactly as the Torah says. In the beginning, Yah created the heavens and the earth. You don't need any kind of interpretation. It's our own ignorance and stupidity baffles. You're trying to figure out how he did it. I know he did it. That's well enough with me. I would have begun in the book writings of Jubilees, the writing that Moshe, that he wrote by the mind of YHWH HaMashiach. Because as you get older, you don't retain things as well. Ask some of the elder ones. You forget. You don't have to go that far. You ask some of the younger ones. They don't retain anything at all. In the 36th chapter of Jubilees, this is Yitzchak. He calls his sons. He called Yaakov and he called ESAU for the final right of his will. What shall be the instructions of life, the beauty of life, the beauty of the Zerah, the seed of Abraham, according to the natural disposition.
Yes.
That's a fact.
Yes.
That's a fact.
Yes.
He begins here in verse 2, I want to. He commanded a directive here. He says, wherefore, I want you to bury me near Abraham, my Avat. Just put me in the proximity, close by my Avat, bury me there. He says, in the double cave, in the field of Ephron. I want you to bury me there. He said, it is the land of the Hittite. I want you to bury me there. Where Abraham, our father, he is the one that purchased a sepulchre to bury in. In the sepulchre, he had already dug his own grave.
Yes.
He said, in the sepulchre which I dug for myself, you bury me there. We think that's crazy. He said, I want you to put me right there. I don't want you to pick out a place under the trees. I want to be buried in the place where I have dug the place to be buried.
Yes.
Yah has given a place that we can die. Die from our sins and be buried in it. That's YHWH HaMashiach. He has dug the grave. He said, I want to go there. He says this and this. I don't ask you to do it, but I said that. I command you with the authority and the honor you have. There is no honor today because we're full of thievery. There's no honor among thieves.
Yes.
We're full of lies. He said, and I command you, he calls them more, my sons, my being, those that have been birthed from my loins, those that have come forth out of the seed of Abraham. And if you want to know anything about the seed of Abraham, we have had a tremendous teachings over the weeks. Go listen. You can find it. He said, I want you to practice. This is what we need to practice.
Yes.
He said, I want you to practice sadiqa. I want you to practice the administration of Torah. That's what righteousness is.
Yes. Truthful.
That's what it is.
Yes.
To have a him
Hallelujah.
and have the same disposition with each other, to love each other. He said, I want you to practice sadiqa. I want you to practice Torah, the instructions, and apply them to your life with honesty and integrity. We are a generation, very little honesty.
Yes.
Our integrity is not worth a...
Hallelujah.
I want you to practice righteousness. Not only that, I want you to practice uprightness, Yosha. I want you to be straight up, and all the things that are lawful, you do.
Hallelujah.
That's what straight up is.
Yes.
You go against the grain of your corruption.
Hallelujah.
And then when you do what is Yosha, it makes you feel better. You know that there is something right to do when you do it right. It makes you feel wonderful. It does for me. It brings this corrupt flesh in the subjection unto the Torah of his righteousness. I want you to be level, straight up, and honest with each other. This is his last will. And those that have lived long enough that they tell their children, I want you all to love each other and care for each other and do right by each other. That little piece of land, you all do what you want to with it. But there's enough for you all can put a little shack up there. That's what they would do. That's just a fact. He said, I want you to do that while you're on the earth for one reason. So that Yah, he's talking to both of them. He's talking to ESAU. He's talking to YHWH. He says, so that Yah may bring upon you all that Yah said he would do to Abraham and his seed.
Yes. Yeah.
ESAU is the seed of Abraham.
Yes.
No different
True.
than that one.
Yeah.
He was as corrupt as ESAU.
Yes.
Liar, thief.
Yes.
Like we all have lied. We've done our thievery. This is what God says. I want to remain here in Jubilees for a while. But I want to give us a verse that coincides, because there are those that say, I don't use that book. Bereshit, Genesis tells you the same thing. Bereshit 17:19. For you that do not have Shirach, Jubilees, or Ezra, take a little of your coins and buy one, all right? But this is what Genesis 17:19. This is Yah speaking here. There are those that will say ESAU is the devil. You find more devilishness among those that identify as Hebrew Israelites than you find among anyone. And that's a fact.
Yes.
No different than the T.D. Jakes, the Benny Hinns. They're all in the same pocket.
Yes.
This is what Yah says. And Almighty Yahweh, he says to Sarah, he says, your wife, Sarah, as he speaks unto Abraham, your wife shall bear you a son, emphatically, indeed. He's coming. He's going to bear you a son. And you shall call his name Yitzchak. And I will establish my Brits, my covenant with him for an everlasting Brit. He established his covenant with Yitzchak. Yitzchak established the same covenant with Yaakov and Esau. No different. I will prove things by the integrity of Torah. He says, I will establish my Brit with him for an everlasting Brit. A covenant, integrity and honesty. There's a covenant there. There's a statement that stands alone, or it gives great clarity as to who his covenant, if it will stand forever, li'olam v'ad. He says not only with Yitzchak, and with his seed after him. Who are the seed after Yitzchak? Yaakov and Esau. I don't care if you don't buy it.
Hallelujah.
I want to dismantle the lies that you have learned. They're corrupt, they're sadistic, and they're quite evil. That's why you are evil. I will establish my Brits with him and with his seed, with his Zerah after. He knew he was dying. He knew he was dying. I want to be like that. Y'all just let me know when I'm dying. Y'all make sure I get it right with you. Even if I don't, I will make sure it's right. And it's Zerah after him. Now the question to you, my friends, that will try to litigate what I'm saying through a corrupt mind. Are both of them the Zerah, the seed of Yitzhak?
Yes.
Did he not come forth by the promise of Yah, speaking to Abraham and say, as long as the heavens are above, she's going to have one?
Yes.
That doesn't mean that I disregard YishmaYah'ale. They're all his seed. And the promises of Abraham was granted not after some spiritual renovation, but with his seed according to the flesh.
Yes.
And that's a fact. That's a fact. I will proceed back to Jubilees. Chapter 36. Now verse 4. Look at what he commands them. He says, and above all things, I want you to have a chava, an intensified care, concern. That's what love is. Not because we can say, I love you. That doesn't mean a knickers with the rat's dumplings.
Yeah. Yes.
It's more than just verbiage. It is a function.
Yes.
We ahava him, we regard his Torah. It exposed me, it exposed you. He said, I want you to love one another. He identifies them both as my sons, my babe. Those are my loins that have come forth out of me. He says, your brothers. ESAU is your brother. Yaakov, you're ESAU's brother. There's this thesis of lies that you have disqualified that. That's a lie. That is one of the most evilest things upon the face of the earth. That's a lie.
Yes.
He said to him on his dying bed, he fulfilled everything that Yah had in place for them after the seed of Abraham, according to the flesh. According to the flesh. He said, I want you to love each other, one another, my sons, your brothers as a man. This is how he commanded ESAU to love Yaakov to love him. He said, as a man loves his own being. Yes. If you love yourself, you will speak truth to you.
Yes.
You have a great affinity of Ahava for you. You will speak integrity and honesty to you.
Yes.
And if you love YisraYah'ale, you will do the same.
Hallelujah.
He said, I want you all to love each other with such an intensity of love that you will lay down your life. That's why YHWH said there is no greater love than this, that a friend will lay down his life for his friend. And a friend, he's going to wound you. Now I say to people, I don't care if you get upset with me. It's silly. Parents get upset with their children. Puppies get upset. Husbands get upset with their wives. And wives get upset with their husbands. But the beauty of it is that they maintain the decorum. And so if you're getting upset with me, it doesn't mean a knickers with the rat's down. It means nothing to me. And by the way, you get upset with yourself too. So it doesn't mean nothing to me. I'm not going to crawl over a brook to get on my knees and say, no. Just get over it. Grow up. I don't care who you is. Grow up. He said, I want you to love each other like you love your own nefesh, your own being. And let each seek in what he may benefit his his brother. He said, whatever you do, Yaakov, may ESAU benefit from it. and ESAU what you do, then let it be a blessing unto Yaakov.
Yes.
So that's what we should do. Whatever we do, then everyone should benefit.
Hallelujah.
They go out, they work late. We will be ruthless pigs to not consider them, to make sure that there are things taken care of. Look after, be reminded, think. That's the truth. That's just a fact. He says, and I want you to do one thing, and you'll act together on the earth. I don't care if ESAU, let him be the white boy. And let Yaakov be the colored boy. You're no different than the one you call ESAU if you do the same thing he does. You're no different if you call yourself ESAU and you do the same thing Yaakov does. He said the benefit of both of you all is based upon the promise unto Abraham. Unto Abraham. Now there are those that will interpret that and correct it according to their ignorance and their theses of life. He says, and concerning the question, verse 5, of idols, OV, and they got their idols. You see them dressed in their big stars, that's evil. They talk about the Egyptologists. They're no different. They're no different at all. They talk about ESAU, and they're no different at all. They all got their own colors like Crips and the Bloods. No different. He says, and concerning the question of idols, I command you, I suffer with my authority. And not only that, I admonish you. I warn you. I warn you with great trepidation. Not only do I warn you, I lament, I teach you, I instruct you. Stay away. The gods, the Jesus, every Hebrew Israelite camp got their own God. And every God hates. There's no love from a dog of a God. There are too many in Torah. And there's only one that I have. And that's a fact. You can identify him with the gods, the dirty dogs. He says, I admonish you to reject them. You reject lies. You don't hold fast to anything that moves your conscience away from Almighty God. I don't care if it's money, land, homes, mama, daddy, brother, sister. He said, because there become an envy, a wicked thing in your mind that consumes your time, your energy. You think about them before Yah. He says, not only that, I want you to hate them and love them not, for they are full of the most corrupt thing of deception. They're full of lies. For this camp rejects everything about that one, and that one about this one, and this one about that one, and that one about this one, and this one about this one, and this one. You tell me there's cohesiveness? Your theses are damnable lies. Corrupt and evil. That's what it is. He said, for those that they don't, but those that worship them, for those that bow down to them, they bow down to these gods of their leaders, and no one else speaks the truth but them. But you're speaking the truth. Well, so he's not the only one. So you and him, that makes two. Is so foolish. There's only one that reveals truth. His name is YHWH. And this faggot dog of a devil, and their faggot, effeminate, homo-looking Jesus Christ, you've only put dreads on yours. He has the same effeminate stature than the white one. I don't back down.
Hallelujah.
And I will not take one word back. Well, I learned that in the beginning you learn ignorance. And so that has been the principle and the foundation of all of your ignorance. You didn't learn how to say ABCD and say that. You have to learn how to say them correctly.
Hallelujah.
You come to that place where you know it's wrong, you reject it.
Hallelujah.
And you give no honor to these damn dogs of gods.
Hallelujah.
No! That your dad is God. No, you're not.
Hallelujah.
I will not. You know, it's one thing, I don't have to worry about standing alone. Never.
Hallelujah.
I'm not worried about that.
Hallelujah.
I know you're going to stand with me.
Yahweh.
I don't have to worry about that by myself. I'm not going to be by myself.
Hallelujah.
No. Don't have to worry about that.
Hallelujah.
They even bow down to their interpretations, their writings, their laws. It's evil. But he told them something in verse 6. He used the word zakah. Remember. Mothers and fathers on their deathbed would say, son, always remember. And that was the thing that took that young man through. Oh, grandma said, yo, don't forget. Remember this. Maintain it, keep it secured in your mind. Let it be the discipline that guides you in every place. But that's why he said, remember you individually. He said, my sons. Don't ever forget this. I don't care what your disposition, your anger gets YisraYah'ale, your anger against ESAU, yours against Yaakov. He says, remember you, my sons. Almighty Yahweh, Almighty, He is the excellent one. He is the Gadol, He is the great one. He is the magnificent one of splendor. He says, you're Almighty of Abraham. He did not say Yaakov's father. He said, your father.
Yes.
And don't tell me the lie that Esau came out as a white boy, Yaakov as a colored boy. You are so stupid.
Yes,
You're not even stupid. You're not even stupid.
yes.
Genetic people that I came out of, they have the disposition to produce blue eyes and blonde hair,
Yes.
light skin and white skin, Chinese skin. They have that disposition. It's the origin of man. And that's just a fact. He says, your father and how to shachar, to how to fall down before Almighty Yah. Learn to do that above all. And you need to serve Him. And this is the only way we can serve the Most High. We must do it in sadaqah, sadiqah. We must do it in righteousness.
Hallelujah.
And there's one thing about righteousness. It is accommodated with joy. Shimcha, a delight. To know that He did it for me.
Hallelujah.
We got to get down to the raw nitty-gritty.
Hallelujah.
Not only you must you serve Him with joy, that He might multiply you. Is He just talking to Yaakov? He's talking to both of them. He's talking to Esau according to the flesh of Abraham. He's talking to both of them. He said that you might increase your seed as the stars of the heavens in multitude. That the zenith of your height, no man can interpret that. Look at them. Look how they look. They don't. The zenith or the path that Yah shall place you on. It is beyond the comprehension of man. That's why you don't interpretate this book. It will open up to you. That's why you must meditate upon it and think upon it and love the book.
Hallelujah.
There must be this infatuation with the book. He says, and not only increase your seeds as in the multitude, and he shall establish you on the earth as the plants of righteousness, which will not be nosach. It cannot be rooted out. It can't be torn down. Is he talking to Yaakov only? Or is he talking to both? He's talking to both. He said that you will not be nacha, you will not be torn away from the promises of Yah. That your own lives cannot tear you away or remove you away. That's what he is saying. And not only that, you will not be rooted out of all the generations. Li'olam v'yad. You will never, your seed, your identity. He was not just talking. What Yah said in the beginning,
Yes.
it has the same identity of truth throughout the book. And I must prove this to us today. It's amazing that the Hebrew Israelites talk about nothing but Devarim 28. But in Devarim 20, he says, YisraYah'ale 30, he said, if you all just do what I say, just repent. He said, then all these curses will come upon your enemies. They don't teach you that. They don't teach you that. They know you are stupid and dumb. They have learned a system that has not granted anything.
Hallelujah.
They don't own land in America. And they should own thousands and millions of acres.
Yes.
With them in the cities they're in. And building places of cohabitation for the nation. He said that you don't want to be rooted out. Because there are things that Yahweh root out. And there is a certain kind that he roots out. He doesn't use that word just to use it. It carries great implications.
Hallelujah.
We're going to go back to the Jubilees. But I want to touch on this. Initially, Proverbs chapter 2, verse 22. He says, you shall not be rooted, that you will not be rooted out until all the generations forever. Your zera, your seed, will always remain. That's what he is saying. Do you all understand that?
Yes.
It says in Proverbs 2:22, he talks about the Russia, the wicked, the evil ones. The ones that are evil, sadistic. You don't love your brother, your sister, the way Yah commands you. You do them evil, you do them wrong. He said, don't ever do one another wrong. Period. The wisdom of Shlomo gives us wisdom and understanding of being rooted out and what will and why. Proverbs 2:22. But the wicked shall be kara. He shall be cut off from the owner. He's going to cut him off. He's a dirty dog. I hear and I've heard Hebrew Israelites calling each other wicked, wicked, wicked. But they're still going to make it in. Well, let me live wicked and get rich trying and die. What difference does it make? They're stupid.
Yeah, true.
And the people use this so they can relish in their wickedness. 2, 3 women, whores, that's what they are. They make their women whores, give them the false pretense that they're married. That Billy goat out there doesn't do that. It was made for one purpose, and that is to put little kids inside the mama goat. He didn't make man like that. He's a different breed.
Yes.
But the wicked shall be cut off from the earth. And he talks about the bragats, but the transgressors. Who are they? Those that are aggressively deceitful. They're faithful, lustless. They're not faithful. You can't trust them. No more do you trust a pit bull that you never met. And that's what about God is. Those that are deceitful, and they deal treacherously. They deal with lies and corruption. They will tell you a lie. No, they're telling you a lie. He says, shall be rooted out. These are the ones that are going to be rooted out. He's going to tear them away. And so if you will call what you call your brother a wicked man, well, that man is going to be rooted out. He's got to come up out of this. That's why we must be careful as we study and labor to understand. You don't read this book. It's not meant to be read. It is meant that the revelation is open, or the uncovering. And what Yah does to show you He's uncovering things to you, He will begin in one specific place. He will reveal your corruption and your sins. Don't you know you're nasty, you're dirty, you don't know what you think you know. He will always reveal your dirty ways. One other place, in the writings of the book of wisdom, it says this. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
This is the kind that Yah despise. Wisdom, the wisdom of Shlomo, chapter 3, verse 16. He talks about the children of the adulteress, Za'an. Every kind of harlotry of spirit. It is not just a man going into a strange woman. It consists above all things the strange things you put in your children.
Yes.
The strange lies and corruption.
Yes.
And parents sit around making their children think they're better. You're no better than the one that is in poverty today.
Hallelujah.
Nowhere to sleep.
Hallelujah.
You're no better than them. Wisdom, Shlomo said, is for the children of the adulterers, they shall come to their perfection. They're going to live. Because I want to make sure they understand the consequences of what they have done. And the seed of an unrighteous bed shall be rooted out. That's why you young ones, you keep yourself. You maintain yourself. She says to me one day, she's sitting there looking, we're talking. She says, I want my husband to be like you. Man that knows. I said, no. I want your husband to be like your daddy. You've seen love, and loving your mama. You've seen his anger. You've seen him getting upset. You've seen that. I want you to have a husband like your daddy. Your daddy's smarter than me. That's why I try to bust him up all the time. Don't smile at me. That's right. What are the seed of an adulterous bed? Now, Yah says that seed is going to be rooted out. Let me identify a people. They have laid in the bed with every kind of strange whore of a god, goddess. And they have produced some of the most violent, corrupt ways and thoughts. Dialogue, their thinking, their processing is found when the Nobi Jeremiah speaks to us in Jeremiah chapter 5. And Yah is saying to this Nobi, these are some wicked, evil people. They try to trick me and play me. It's one thing about your parents, you can never play them. They may just overlook it. But I never played my mother. And they were full of their hypocrisy and lies like us is. We're full of lies and we hide sin. You're going to die that way, my friend. We covet that which is wicked and we will practice that. Not me. Not me. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you. One writes and think that my actions with my YHWH that it's almost like I'm just blowing women. No, I love my wife. I care for her deeply. I love her.
Yes.
I just love her. I care for her. I care deeply for her.
Yes.
I don't have to talk like this in my house. She gets it here. She understands the beautiful place.
Hallelujah.
You make me stronger. You got my heart. You take everything.
Hallelujah.
See, the person doesn't even know my YHWH said, I'm going to just send her a love gift and don't tell her. Well, okay, I won't tell her that you're going to send her a love gift that I'm going to take. How about that? There is no powerful man that is certain about his ways unless he has a wife that is disciplined by the same orders he is. And she doesn't go home and talk no snag or planing. I've been around. She hasn't even been in the places I have. She hasn't been entertained like I have. You understand? According to the flesh. Get out of here. Get out of here. You can't play me. You just grabbed my heart. And I don't mind giving you all of it. And that's just a fact. And I will bring the wrath down too. He says, how shall I pardon you for this? God says, how do I even justify your wicked ways? He said, YisraYah'ale, your children have forsaken me. And sworn by them that they are gods. We're excellent. I'm thinking our intelligent properties. What properties? What intelligent? You can even make a mustard seed. So how intelligent is you? You are stupid. You can't even make a flower grow and become beautiful. I don't care how you plant it. You can't make anything beautiful. He made it all that way from the beginning. He made a flower so beautiful you can stretch it and say, man, that is pretty. I like that. And the colors are so vivid and alive that they attract your attention. That's the beauty of the crown and the honor of Almighty Yah. He said, they have sworn by forsaking me. They've gone to their gods, their Jesus, their lords. When I had fed them to the full, he's given us much. He feeds us nation. Don't ever forget that. No, we didn't make the garden grow. He makes it grow. We didn't make it green like that. He knows what it takes. When I had fed them to the full, they then, he said they did not, after I assured them, they committed adultery and assembled themselves into groups of the Zana. He said they committed na'af. They began their idolatrous worship. That's what they have. And so every camp got their own idols. They got everything before them. And they're nothing but a pack of devils. They all got their own theological exegesis. They all got their own. If that's not confusion, it's not something that is cohesive. They battle against each other. I'm not battling against no one. I'm here. I live here. I love here. That's where I'm going to die. I'll be buried here. That's it. Period. So they battle against each other. But yeah, they love each other. They love each other. They love each other. Lies. This is what the spirit of the harlot will do. Yah says. And yet, they assemble themselves in groups. Every little camp. In where? The harlot's house. Who is this harlot? You know you are a harlot, a zana, when you prove yourself to be unfaithful to Yah. You can't steal, you can't lie, you can't cheat Yah. I've never done that. And I'm not going to lie to you and say, well, I met that one. I have never messed up on. That I have. I haven't stolen and put back for she and I. I haven't done that. No. I've never done that. Never. Crack a little bit off the top for us. Silly. Silly. I'll crack that off the top to make sure we got enough flour. How about that? You don't need another frock. You don't need another pair of Leslie face shoes. And that's just the fact. This is the house of harlotry. And this is what Yaakov, this is what Yitzchak warned his sons. He said, you become so idolatrous that you think that you are the supreme. And all of these camps think that they are supreme. Every last one of them. And they raise up men to the magnitude of their gods. And I don't care what the dogs say, these fools buy it. And that's why they can use the word that they use against each other. And they think they're dignified. Nobody wants to hear this because it cuts to the root of their corruption, their evil ways. That's all right, I'm not done yet. The book is unfinished. Hallelujah. This is what Shaul warns us, Kephah warns us. Quickly, 2 Peter. 2 Peter, he talks about this type. 2 Peter 2:14. He warns us against this type. Their eyes are full of mochathis. They're full of adultery. They're full of idolatry and lies. There are groups that even what they call, quote, sacrificing sheep, goat, for what they call their Passover, unquote. And they do it in a slight way. That was one that visited me, said he went to a place and they were doing that. I said, you stayed, you ate the food, you are a fool. Same one that said, I know as much as you know. You couldn't have not know as much as I know because I would have walked away. I would have never gone back to fellowship. When the old man that I visited was celebrating, I didn't know it was Father's Day. And when he told me what it was, I left. I didn't eat one crust of bread. Oh, stay. No, I'm getting out of this hellhole. You've been preaching in his name for 50 years? Get out of here. All you know is a name. It means nothing to you. He said they cannot cease from sin. You having 5 wives, what is adultery then? So there is no adultery with these devils. He said you beguile nachash, souls or nephesh, you beguile them that are unstable, a heart they exercise with covetous practice. Then he said those are cursed. We got that around. Cursed children. So all the children of a harlot is cursed. And those whose mind has been deluded, you are cursed by the Jesus freak. Yes. I'm angry with that. You bother Jesus' lie. And that's a fraud. You know his name and you're ashamed of it. You're trying to reach the people. That's not going to reach nobody. It hasn't reached the Baptist, the Methodist, the Pentecostal. That's what these devils, they're full of lies. They are the children of adultery. And y'all said, I'm going to root them out. I'm going to root all of them out. And that's just a fact. There's only one kind that he's going to root out. He's going to tear them away. He's going to put, when you pull up a root, you want to get the whole thing. You don't want to leave a smidgen there. You don't want to leave just a partial bit of that root. Because it will grow back. The only way that it will not grow back has got to be, and it has to be some air contact with it. You pull the root out of the ground, once that air gets it, it kills it. It's not as much as the sun that kills it. It's the air. Yes. It's haruach. And that's what haruach does. It will kill the root of all of our wickedness and our evil ways. They all got their own. T.D. Jakes got his Holy Ghost. Benny Hinn got their own Holy Ghost they market. They all got their own Holy Ghost. Lies from the gutters of hell. I want to be filled with haruach. The life, the breath of Yah that will kill every root of evilness, sadistic manners in me. Any kind of mannerism that oppose him. Quickly back to verse 7 in Jubilees. And that's what he says to them. And now I shall make you Sheba. I will make you Sheba. I will make you swear. And when one Sheba, it was an affirmation. It was an affirmation that I will not go back. I will do it regardless. That's what Sheba is. It's an affirmation. It's one say, I'm committed. I will not lie. I will not change it come hell or high water. I will not go back. He said, before I die, you know I'm dying. I want an affirmation. I want you to affirm it with a promise. I want you to swear a great oath. For there is no oath which is greater than by the name of Almighty Yahweh. You know what he said? I tell you the truth in the name of Yah. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? So help you God. Well, my God will make me lie because he's a lying dog. He's a lawyer. But that's what a Shabbat is. It is an affirmation. It is a confirmation that you shall stand before Yah, may he kill me. When someone is certain of their honesty, they will say, may, quote, may God kill me, unquote. May Yah kill me. He said, I want you to swear by that oath. He says, a magnificent and honored and great and splendid and wonderful and mighty. These are all of the attributes of the Most High, which created he made the heavens and the earth and all things therein. For what reason? That you will fear Yah and shachar him. Is he talking to both of them or one? He's talking to both. He's talking to both. What made them so different? The seed of the promise, according to Yah's election, was in Yaakov. But the seed of the promise to Abraham was in the seed, according to the flesh. Period. He says this in verse 8, and each. So that lets me know he identifies them independently, individually. He said, for each will love Chava, his brother. This is how you love, with affection. You got to have affection and love. You got to. affection, there is tenderness, and in all the other associates. Let's feel this touch. That's the pressing of your lips. All of those wonderful things. To enjoy the lusciousness of every aspect. That's what it is. It must be done with affection, touch, feel. Okay. Goats don't do anything with affection. I see them ram. There's a kid just been dropped by her by that thing. He will ram in the side. He doesn't care if she eats or not. He doesn't care even, that's animal life. That's what an animal will do. He said, you must love your brothers with affection and sadiq and righteousness. And this is what he said, that neither will desire evil against his brother. From the moment I declare and your affirmation of the oath, he said, from henceforth forever, all the days of your life, for one reason, so that you may prosper in all your deeds and not be destroyed, not be obliterated. He said you have to. And that's why brothers, even among YisraYah'ale, they must love each other and they must love across line. He said that you don't. So if you're saying that the white man is the seed of ESAU, what is prospering to you? They own all the land? They own all the businesses? Yes, they do. So undoubtedly the white man has loved you more than you've loved him. I don't buy that wicked lie.
Yeah.
This is what he said here. That you love each other, you care for each other, that you care for each other, and you may prosper not in some of your deeds, but in all your deeds. Yeah. Everything you do, there will be prosperity.
Hallelujah.
The Benny Hinns are talking the same Jesus. You talk. And he drawed it over 100 million a year. A dirty, twisted devil from the gutters of hell. Oh, now look at you. Your leader drawing in enough. He lives, or he may live in the hood, but go inside of his house. It ain't hood in there. That's a fact. It ain't not hood in there. May have bought the one next door because he got 3 or 4 women. They're not even women. This is what you damn dogs, I say it that way, have reduced the women down to. And the daughters, you call them of Zion, you're sick in your mind. If you think it takes 3, 4, 5. Well, it make us prosperous, then why are not those Muslim countries and those that are Indian and all of those that believe in polygyny? No, you believe in your wicked lust, dog. You're a dirty dog. You are a dog like your daddy, the devil, dog. Yah said that I will not exterminate you or destroy you from the earth. And then in verse 9, he makes a profound statement. Now, if this is legitimate here, the white man has assumed in his mind he has garnered all kinds of evil against people of my hill. He's ESAU. Look at what the daddy says to both sons. If either of you, it makes no difference if it's Yaakov, it makes no difference if it's ESAU. If either of you devise, contemplate, think evil against his brother, they are still brothers. On his dying bed, he identified them as brothers. The daddy identified them as brothers under the covenant of promise. according to the seed of Abraham.
Yes.
The Torah doesn't deny YishMa'el not being his son. It identify him as a son. And the sons of the second wife. He says, if any one of you devise evil against your brother, you don't do your brother or sister wrong, YisraYah'ale. Don't conjure something in your wicked mind to do against them. Don't conjure a lie or falsehood. You don't do that.
Hallelujah.
You don't speak evil against the nation with a wicked. You can speak evil against me with someone wicked, but yet you say you love me. You can't come to me and tell me I'm wrong. You are a dirty dog. You are a dirty, dirty dog. And you that are the procurer of that kind of wickedness, you're just as dirty as the one that feeds your mind with lies and corruption. You will never get by with me with that.
Hallelujah.
None of you are.
Hallelujah.
Speak valiantly against the Sadiq and uphold the wickedness of the wicked. They're nice. Quote, they're doing good, unquote. Get out of here.
Hallelujah.
That's why I don't talk to any of my relatives. I really don't, any of my kinfolks. Every now and then I'll text my natural sister one-liner. That's it. Because when I talk to her in a verbal sense, I haven't talked to her in, I don't know, a couple of years. I'm not against my sister. I will not compromise truth for some kind of fellowship with you. You do it for anyone. You don't give a damn. It's amazing that you can fellowship with the wicked because she's your sister, but you can't fellowship with a sister. Cow.
Yeah.
I don't compromise. Because everybody's, oh, they're doing good. Oh, they're doing this. I don't want to hear that. I really don't. Well, you all just do good. I will let y'all refine me, all right? Hallelujah. Hallelujah. He said that you shall fall into his hands. He said, any one of you that devise evil against his brother shall fall into his hand. So if ESAU has devised evil against Yaakov, then they should be in our hands. If we have not devised any evil, if I'm of the seed of Yaakov, that's what it says. And why you always talking about ESAU? I don't give a damn about ESAU. Those that devise evil against me, he said that this is from the daddy's mouth. This is not from your wicked mouth. And they play and relic in the fact that we were slaves. We're much more greater in indentureship of our sins than in some kind of physicality of anything. We're wicked. We're corrupt. We do evil against each other. He said, whichever brother does evil. Now, ESAU is doing the evil against you, Hebrew Israelites. Yah says, shall fall into his hand. And then Yah says what I'm going to do, and shall be rooted out of the land of the living. Where is coming are you, jackass? They shall be rooted out of the land of the living, and his seed shall be destroyed from under the heaven. That's what the Torah says.
Yes.
Well, that has nothing to do with what's written in the KJV. There are those that they go nothing but that. Well, let me introduce this to you from Isaiah chapter 32, verse 7. You're familiar with Isaiah. You're familiar with that. It talks about, as I read last week, the instrument, the tool, the keli, the tool of death, the keli. The instrument also of the shurl, or the kilai. As I brought to you the one that, the word you use, the one that act that way, that is what you will call and identify. That's why you call each other that. But he's your brother. I've never called my brothers that. Oh, you were so no, I wasn't pristine. There are things I did. In my days, I wanted to have some kind of a vocabulary. I did. So I would find words and practice and find out how to utilize them in sentences. I wanted to have a speech that represents me. And what we call cussing back then, I very seldom use anything. I've used more sense of, in the sense of words of that degree that we have identified as cursing. I didn't talk like that. I never. I didn't talk like that. I talked the same way I talk. I didn't tell jokes. And I wasn't no shut-bucker either. Because I was serious. I dressed serious. I didn't dress like the young bloods when I was growing up. I didn't wear Converse tennis shoes. No more than to shoot me some hoop. I've never owned a pair of Michael Jordan, Air Jordan. Never. Just shoot me some hoop. Play me some ball. That's it. That's the way I was. You better get out of here. I love reading. But I never did talk like those around me. I didn't like the way my mother talked, talking to her daughter and her children. I didn't like that. I would have never spoken to my children like that. It takes something extreme for me, even with my issue. All these say, damn you woman, stop it. I just don't talk like that. I would tell them, shut your mouth, just leave it up. Okay. And see, even what that does, can I tell you what it does to me? It brings a judicial process to judge me. And when I'm wrong, I was wrong. And I was going to make it up too. Yes, sir, I is. Yes, sir, I is. I was wrong, I was wrong. And when I'm right, but 99.9999% of the time I'm right. Don't go that way with me, daughter Zion. Hallelujah. Not only shall they be rooted out of the land of the living, and his seed shall be destroyed. His seed. Well, it's not the seed of ESAU destroyed, or his coming born. 200! You lying devils. They were under the same mandate of their leaders. And those that are on every corner across America, all of their leaders said 2020. And so there were prophets and the messengers, they said, of their God. It didn't come to pass, and they're liars. Why even listen to these devils? Why even hear them? And you have perpetuated the same feces of a lie and a concept that was embedded in the heart of corrupt men. This thing is not the identity. Yahweh will make us known to the nations by the intelligence of our ability and the way we carry on among each other. That's what he will do. And that's just the fact. Hallelujah. Look what YHWH says. Let's read this. The instrument also, the churl or the kibla, they are evil. And they devise wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaks right. That's why Yah says to ESAU, don't to Yaakov wrong. And he says to Yaakov, don't do it, son. Because you know I'm the one that grants the reward. I'm the one that repays. And this is the last will of testament from their father. Did he lie to them? No. He spoke with the proficiency of the wisdom of Abraham. He was the seed of that union between Abraham and Sarah. That's who he was. And we are the seed through the power of YHWH YHWH, of that union, of that living word that penetrates the veneer of our hearts and make us alive.
Hallelujah.
I want to live in this truth. If I live 1,000 years out, I don't want to live like they do in Hollywood, like they do in their lust and sin. No faithfulness or consideration one with the other. I don't want to live like that. It has never been in my heart to live like that. It has never been in my heart to go beyond the scope of the boundaries of my wife. Never. And I don't say it to be boastful, YisraYah'ale, because if I had wanted to, I could have had them from 20 to 60 back then. Never did. And I'm not talking about the world called trashy women. Women that worked and had money. I could have. I've never allowed anyone to rouse me. I have ran because you can't seduce me like that. No more than YHWH can be drawn away from a people of suffering. Great agony. I bless him for that. And I'm not going to stop preaching like this. I will die, and this will be the epitaph. He was real. Nothing else. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. So when those that are in great need, we can't speak with lying words. Even when the needy speaks right, they oppress and devise evil against them. And when you devise evil against one another, you are what they call the kilai, the short. And so that word is appropriate for you. It makes no damn difference what color your skin is. And that's a fact of the matter.
Hallelujah.
Verse 10 quickly of Jubilees. He talks about the day of turbulence, great agony, exhortation, great pain, and great violence. He talks about those days that are coming. It's a day of indignation and also a day of anger, Hamas, where the anger of Yah will destroy and obliterate everything and anything, where there will be no remembrance of that. He talks about the flaming, devouring fire, and that's how he's coming. And the same fire that burned Sodom and Gomorrah. So likewise, he will burn the land and his city, and all that is his. He shall blot out of the book of the discipline, the disciples, those that are disciplined, of the children of men, and not be recorded in the book of life. Let me just stop right there for a moment, and I'll go back there. Gilead, Revelation, chapter 3, quickly. 13, I'm sorry. Revelation chapter 13, verse 8. He's talking about the day of turbulence and death and the hostility of Yah's anger. Those who are not recorded in the book of life. Not everyone is recorded in the book of life. It says in Gilead, chapter 13, verse 8. And all that dwell upon the earth shall give themselves over unto Nachash. They shall worship him. This is what Yochanan said, Revelation 13:8. They shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb. And the Lamb. And that's why you are falling prostrate to your leaders, your theses, your doctrines, because you will not hear the true word of Yah. I'm going to make it in if I die. And that's just the fact. I'm going in and I'm dying to go in. And that's just a fact. I'm not going to pretend with us and be a delusional liar or false. Listen to y'all, when y'all opens the gates here again, don't anyone come here with clownishness and folly. I don't play. And daughters, elderly women, young women, I don't play with women. I don't sit around and chit chat. I don't talk. So you may correspond with me on the internet, email. Don't think you're going to come here and do that. You're not going to do that with me. You can go to other places and do it. And they'll chit chat and laugh. Oh, ha ha ha! I don't play that. I don't grin and skin. I want to be sober. I don't give a damn how and what you've done all your life. We are a new creature in Yahshua. So what you did then has nothing to do with now. I'm a brand new man in Yahshua. So the things I used to do, I don't do. The way my attitude is not like that. So I don't grin and skin and play. I don't like that kind of disposition. He commands us to be sober, especially us men, folks. We must be sober, sincere. And men must see the gravity of our maturity. When I was in the military, you knew the gravity of the drill sergeant's maturity. They've been in the army and they didn't play. They'll look you in your eyes and, boy, I will knock you out. And they meant that. Because they didn't want to see you die like, not that they were cruel. And they taught us something there that we cried. I'm talking about all the soldiers when we left those training. I'm not lying, we cried. And they were hard on us. And it was the discipline they taught us. That when we walked through the airports, and our walk wasn't like everyone else's. Our stride was different. Our disposition of standing erect was different. We were all ignorant, but they taught us the most valuable things to sustain life, not only yours, but the soldier next to you. Hallelujah. They had soldiers in Vietnam. I'm a Vietnam era veteran. Non-combat. And so we're in the army of Yah. You need a drill then.
Hallelujah.
Get that look off your face, boy. It's a drill. So we discipline ourselves to learn.
Yes.
And we as elderly men, we must be sobered all the time. I don't play with no one.
No.
We were talking to him, I said, shut up! Why? Because his affection for me is much greater than anything that he can. He doesn't have to convince me. I don't need him to convince me. I don't need him to convince me of nothing. I don't need that. He said, shut your mouth. And I said, I've never spoken to you like that, have you? He said, that's a fact. I know what I'm doing.
Hallelujah.
Revelation said, all those that dwell upon the earth they're going to take whole worship Nahaj. It's more than a hymn. It is the mind that I'm my own man. Nobody tell me. You're wrong, brother. That's not what it means. And so everyone is a God unto themselves. They esteem them. They exude them. They lift themselves up, and they don't have a pot to piss in. Or wouldn't. Don't tell me in New York City you got a pot to piss in.
Yeah.
And some rat hole. Philly, your lifestyle, rots and corrupt. You don't even have the sense enough to say, well, as I know, my great-grandpappy came from Georgia. And they still own a little piece of land down there. How's it going back there? When I was in the military, I loved dealing with those from the cities, the Los Angeles, the New Yorks, because they're a southern boy like you, but I had the money. You got to come to me, Tabari. I'm the one that loaned you, loaning nothing. And then we can put on the gloves, we can box, and then I'll take your money in other ways too. That's a fact. And you couldn't dress like me. You were a little boy dressing. I dressed like a man back then. I didn't wear tennis shoes. I dressed like a man. I was taught by the old ones, the old stewards. Yeah, I was. And that's the way they did it. And so that's the way I did it. Like them. The big brim and all. Wore that in Europe too. Same way. My dressing from then to now has not changed. Same kind of shoes. Same type. My tie hasn't changed. Period. I don't evolve with time and with fashion. I've had one fashion. I dress like a man. Hallelujah. That dwell upon the earth shall shachar, and they shall worship, and whose names are not written in the book of life. That's why I want to stop right there. Whose names are not recorded in the book of life. And every name is recorded. And this is what Yitzhak said. The day of God's coming, if you have lied to your brother, you have done ESAU or Yaakov wrong, you're going to pay. And you think that just ESAU is going to pay? You're silly. You're silly. We must be in our names in the Lamb's book of life, because he was slain from the foundation of the world.
Hallelujah.
That he divested all that he was, and he is the Word. And he showed us the power of this Word, its demonstration in our flesh. We can live it. We can talk it. We can love it. And we can love like him and care like him. And you will not say and utilize such terminology and words against YisraYah'ale. If I'm ignorant, I'm ignorant. And I'm ignorant in more facets of life than I am smart. And I'm not smart in any facet of life. I'm an ignorance man. And so are you. So are you. Let's go back to Jubilees here, where I stopped at whose names are not, and their names shall not be recorded in the book of life. The book was there from the beginning. And he put all the names in there before you ever known.
Hallelujah.
He knew you were hard-headed.
Yes, yeah.
And he wants you to see that look at, that man up there, talking that talking, he's a hypocrite. Don't live like him. Separate yourself from him. He says, but in that which is appointed. Is he talking to both sons or just one? He's talking to both of them. Not only is it appointed for destruction out of the house, because I can see how Yah destroyed them. Yaakov, that seed. How they offered up their children to hell, to Moloch, to Molcham, to the gods of the fire, to lies.
Yes.
And that's what you are doing as well, you false juvenile Hebrew Israelites.
Yes.
You give your children over unto every damnable, unclean thing. And there is nothing wrong they do. They can get drunk. Their sons can lay with other girls. Their daughters can be, well, that's your husband. I wouldn't want my daughter. I want my daughters to get husbands.
Yeah.
I want them to marry. You can't learn love by being a whore.
Hallelujah.
And a man that commits whoredom, he's a dirty beast. And we want to always diminish the daughter of Zion's role or the woman. And yet we never complain about these men that are not worth their weight in saliva. And that's just a fact. They're dirty. They're sadistic. You're breaking down the man. No, I'm trying to show the man what he is. When you go to the doctor, he tells you what's wrong with you. Esau, it's not going to touch me, but he delivered you. He delivered your wives. Get out of here. Is she on food stamps? I know if any Hebrew Israelite and their home, there are food stamps coming in there, you ought to be taken to the king meal, and I'll take you to the meal.
Yes.
I don't want no whip. I want me some bamboo poles. It doesn't break. I want them about that big around, 6 foot long. That's what I want. And I want to sting you, not sting you. I want to sting you real well. Anytime one that say they love Yah, and they are on food stamps, and you are a leader, that's the first thing I did. I took them off food stamps. You're not beggars.
Yes.
You take what you have and make it work. You don't need welfare. You don't need no handout from these devils. That's the first thing I did. Well, I can get food stamps. You're not getting that. I remember one telling me that you're not getting that here. You're not getting no food stamps for us. Now, you go out there and get all you want. But as far as here, you're not giving one food stamp. I will not. Yet their married wives on food stamps, subsidized homes. No, I work. And I was able, as the world said, purchase your home. And then I was able to purchase another one. It wasn't mine. I didn't care about things like that. And that's a fact. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. They are appointed to destruction and shall depart into eternal exaltation. You don't have to believe there's a hell, but there is one. Semicolon. So that their commandment, so that their condemnation may be always renewed in hate and in exhortation, in wrath and torment, and in indignation and plagues. As we have one today, and diseases forever. Our minds are holy disease. We can't think right, we can't act right, and we don't know how to love right. There's one thing about love, always have sensitivity and touch and feel and care. And all of you, we think we know how to love. You don't know a damn thing. Every man will, yeah, I know how to love you. Come on. Just talking. Cats don't know what love is. They're such damn liars. Man, she don't know how to love. Well, the Torah tells me to love her as I love my own body now. I love my body. I love to be clean. I love to put on deodorant. If I'd have take baths and stayed that way like the elephant, I would do that. But I got to take baths. I don't like dirty fingernails and keep them cut down so no dirty grime in there. I don't like that. I don't like that mess like that. Not me. Keep my hands scrubbed. Well, you just, no, that's foolishness. Always keep me 4 or 5 brushes of different kind when I take a bath. So I grab the soap and I can just clean my nails and I cut them off so there's no dirt, no germy filth under my nails. Oh, always. How many brushes? I got at least 4 in the shower. 5. And I got one when I didn't just start washing my hands. I said to my friend in the back, I said, there's 2 things I hate touching: gas pumps and money. So filthy and nasty. I don't like touching money. And I've always kept my hands clean, washed my hands.
Yes.
True.
Almost fanatical. I know that's how we get sick and the germs and everything.
Yes.
We got to get our true hands clean.
Hallelujah.
And that's just a fact. And so you've always diminished the women, and you jackasses don't take 1 ounce of blame. You can call them a hoe, and a whore's woman, and you dog, you're nothing but a whoremonger.
Right. Yes.
That's why you call them that, because you like hoes. You evil child of hell. Diminish the beauty of it. There's nothing greater than was made than a wife.
Hallelujah.
He gave him a helpmate.
Yes.
He helped me and Ezra. And Ezra. And he doesn't just give that woman to any kind of man. And we get things on our own, and our ignorance.
Yes.
He gives that kind of wife unto a wise man. And these jackasses will disqualify, yet they'll lay in bed with them. And someone else in their mind. That's not even torment to do that.
Yes. Hallelujah.
That's not even evil. That's beyond the scope of evil. That's beyond the scope of evil. It's so violent and reprehensible. There's nothing more sadistic than that. not going to do it. And I teach you not to.
Hallelujah.
Your wives are greater than what you have reduced them to. She's hard-headed. Well, tell me how hard-headed you is. Tell me how much you've done wrong. Let's get real. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. He says, these are the things that are coming with the plagues, disease, forever. And then he says in the latter verse, in the last sentence, he said, I say and testify to you, my sons. He's talking to ESAU and Yaakov. According to the judgment which shall come upon the man who wishes to injure his brother. You want to do something to Yaakov, ESAU, woe unto you. Yaakov, you want to find your remedy for ESAU, woe unto you.
Yes.
This is the last will of Yaakov. This is what he said, this is what he wrote, and this is what he spoke. This is what he said. This is what we must do here. Quickly to Philippians. We must practice this nation. Philippians. Philia, chapter 4. This is what Shaul speaks to us. In verse 3, one verse. And I entreat you also, he's talking about the true yoke bearers. Those that bear the yoke and hold to the truth of doctrine. I like the way he quotes this. Help those women. I want you to help the daughters, the women, that YHWH that labor. That doesn't mean she's preaching. That means that wash the feet of those that came and brought the tidings of YHWH's excellence. Those that will bake the bread and make a warm, clean place for you. Those that have taken care of the fire and brought your water in. He said, these are the yoke bearers. These are the daughters of Zion. Help those women. They demolished them. Those are the women that would serve these damn devils.
Yes.
I'm not apologizing to anyone.
Hallelujah.
He said, those daughters, those women, they are the ones that labor with me in the message. Not that they were preaching. Now, you are Jezebel to call yourself trying to usurp authority over man. But these daughters have labored. When I got there, I was weary. And I had been walking for hours. And my feet were soaked in some of the salt of the sea. And they massaged my feet. Humble comfort. That there will be no kind of loss on my behalf. And these dirty dogs, they will have them washing their feet with their titties popped out and dressed like a lucid whore.
Yes.
These are dirty beasts.
Yes.
And women, why are you that silly? He did not make the woman lust. Her heart was evil. And you better bet your naked ass that the man was too.
Yes.
He was a dirty dog.
Yes.
He was just as evil. He knew what was right. Well, I know it's right, but I want to try some of that. So they want to respect that and think that they got an upper hand. Isn't that amazing? They're cowards.
Yes.
There are not going to be many people that like me. I understand that. So when there are people that can appreciate me, I appreciate them of the same value.
Hallelujah.
I do. Those that don't want to be bothered me, I have no problem with that.
Hallelujah.
You don't have to worry about me. You have to worry about yourself. With me, you don't have to worry about me. He said, these are the daughters, the women that labor with me in the messenger. He identified with Clement also, and with other my fellow laborers, who are named where? In the book of life. I want to be named there with you, my
Hallelujah.
so, I want my name to be named. So I know that the faithful daughters of Zion, they're going to labor, they will be yoke bearers. And they will pray when they know it's time to pray for the messenger, the men These are keen that work, and make sure you all don't realize, well, if I was out there, you would do nothing. I'd never watch television all damn day and lay on your lazy buttocks. And greedy and lustful. Looking to get this and wanting this. And that's just a fact. I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care who it is. I don't care if you don't like me. I'm not going to finish this. No, I know that. But I want to finish this aspect. So are they brothers or they're enemies? Yet their father told them what would be the despair of their own private inquisitions.
Yes.
To overthrow each other, to do each other wrong, to entreat each other. And there are those that say they're not brothers. Let me read here in Bereshit. This is a prayer of Yaakov. Although he remembered what his father said. Genesis chapter 32 verse 11. This is the time that Yaakov, he prayed like no other time. You know those kinds of prayers. You know that something, you're going to jail and you're going to pray. You land in the hospital, they told you you're not going to make it through. And then you call that prayer. You're also not going to hear that frivolity. And so he knew that his brother was on his backside. He knew he was a liar. He knew he was a cheat. He knew he was a thief. That's what he was. And don't write me with your stupidity. Say he wasn't. I will prove that's what his daddy said. Daddy called him that.
Yes.
Your daddy knows you better than you know you. He watched your ways growing up. And that's why he tried to correct you from that imbalance and that disposition. And that's what the Father does. Yes. He corrects us. Bereshit 32:11, he prayed, Yaakov, now this same treacherous thief, he says, Yah, deliver me. I beg of thee, I grounded, I'm afraid, I pray to you. Now deliver me from the death of the warriors. He says, but from the hand. He did not say that man, but he said, deliver me from the hands of my brother. He said, that's my brother. And we were taught right.
Yes.
And although I did wrong, our Father taught us what was right.
Sure.
And we swore we Shabbat. An oath unto him, we swore on his dying bed, that before you, in the power of your name, we will not do each other wrong. And we're dirty. Yaakov is just as dirty as ESAU.
Yes.
A people that you are elected to carry on that line or that lineage of Abraham,
yes.
They have done more wickedness than ESAU.
Yes.
They have worshipped every kind of damnable, twisted, dirty god. From the black ones to the white ones to the Jewish ones to all kinds of gods. Yah's not identified in the pantheon of gods.
Hallelujah.
And stop getting offended at that little childlike mannerism. Yes. He prayed, he said, deliver me from the hands and from the hands of ESAU, for I fear him. Lest he will come and kill me, slay me, smite me. And the mother with the sons. He said, please, yeah. I'm dirty. I lied and I cheated. But he's going to kill my babies and all because he's a vicious man. He's a barbarian. Now, he wasn't worried about picking no fruit because Esau said, I need the proteins. As I say, silly one. You don't have to have no veggies or anything. You can live on pure meat alone. And you can live healthy. But the only thing, you got to eat the fat, the caul, and you got to eat some of that liver and all of that kind of stuff. You don't need no veggie. baddest boy in town doesn't eat veggies. He is called Mr. Lion. He eats nothing but meat. And the first part he goes for is the belly. He wants all of that stuff. The iron, the zinc. And that's why the big boys can hunt the Cape buffaloes. They eat all the fat. They eat the skin and all. That buoyancy of fat. So that's all we need. We don't need, see, we used to eating veggies. We need the meat of his word, the meat of his truth. We like sweet stuff and candy. That's what we like. Tell me I'm sweet. I tell us we're dirty, we're evil, and we're sadistic. That's what I tell us. He said he's going to kill us all. And this is Yaakov praying. And this is, as I've read what the Father said to both of them, if you hurt him, woe unto you. Either one of y'all do each other evil, you're going to pay. So where is it that we think we as Yaakov, the seed of YisraYah'ale, that was just only an elect people that Yah brought out of the loins of the seed of Abraham to say that I'm going to give you all something that I didn't give ESAU. And I want the world to see your excellence and your beauty. And I want the world to marvel at your richness and all of that's what this is all about. It's not because you walk around with some kind of star or some wicked thing, some out of the eternals of hell on your chest, on your hat. He made us to be a blessing to all the world. That even ESAU would say, brother, I tell you what, my children love you, but you're cursed. I'm not cursed, jackass. I'll obey ya. And he said, if you obey me, I'll put these curses I said on you, I'll put them on the wicked. Well, you're wicked, that's why you're suffering. Now, I want to finish at a certain degree today, all right? Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Now, he knew that ESAU was coming. ESAU was a man's man. He could probably run a deer down. He was a man's man. He was quick from the quiver. Yes. And when he laid it, he was on the mark. He said to me one day, he said, I tell you what, man, I tell you what, Rehab, that arrow, when the arrow hits that deer, it brings him down. He said, the gun will knock him down, but he says, nothing like that arrow. And when most of them hit him in the heart, most of the time, they got some technology, man. They got a scope. I need to get you. I'll get you on. You got one? They got a scope on those bows, boy, that will, it's perfect. I'm going to get you one. Promise you that. I seen a boy hunting with the boy, 40 yards out. He drops it on it. They may scatter out, but they ain't going too far. That's a fact. Hallelujah. 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 And when he found out that this one that he calls ESAU, he was coming. Bereshit 33:4. Listen to this. Now he calls him my brother. That is what Yaakov, because the daddy called him your brother. So whether you bought or not, ESAU is your brother. He is. He's your brother by biological content. He's a seed of Abraham. Fools. Yeah. And that's a fact. But when ESAU, he's riding on that stallion, like he's riding from the gates of hell. And that big thoroughbred, the snarl that's coming out of his nostrils, and they are huge, and he's been trained for that. Right. And he's riding, and he's a warrior. Bereshit 33:4. It says, and ESAU ran to meet him. He embraced him. Well, that's just to begin, as we're going to prove this through our Torah. Hallelujah. Fools. Hallelujah. He embraced him. And he fell on his neck. He kissed his neck. His tears all on him. He smelt the stench of him as he embraced him and he kissed him. And the Torah says, and they wept in a way like one losing every identity with them, with mom. And in essence, what mbakha is that when one cries, it is an eeriness to their cry. It is a bewailing of grief and sadness. And they cry and they bewail. And their voice is heard through the multitude of the forest. And that's cry.
Yes.
He didn't just go hug me and say, all right, brother, how you doing? Man, I kind of miss you. No. He wept. He cried. He bewailed himself. It's a cry of not only bewailing it, but one is so humiliated.
Yes.
And it is the essence of the fullness of joy. He was so glad. It wasn't like my fake tears. That's how you cried. That's how you did it. That's how you cry.
Yes.
That's how you cry.
Yes.
You cried that way.
Yes.
Yaakov prayed because he knew,
Yes.
although he was wicked. Cool, I said this well. He's going to have to take a God because he had forgotten Yah to deliver him from the hands of ESAU.
Yes.
Because he was a bad boy. He was a monster. He'd tie you up. And the most important thing, he wasn't afraid to take the lead. I'm going. Daddy said, boy, go get me some of that nice sweet meat. He didn't just pick anyone. He got the sweetest and the plumpest. He saw the fat. He saw the nice bouillons. He said, that's the one. I'll cook this. Like I did yesterday, I did. I don't know what she said to her. I said to her, trusting her to keep it to us. I said, I'm going to bust Emma's backside. I'm going to tear her up. And I did. And she went back. No, Emma, I did some of the jerky. Got those nice peppers in there. I did some jerky. Spice, habanero, Taiwanese spices. And then all my girls tasted them. They were a little shy. No, just dig in here. Oh, that's probably, oh, I like that one. Oh, okay, yeah, that's. So I did 4 different kinds. She maybe did 1 or 2, but I did 4. I did everything from a sweet mustard, mango, goat. I did everything from a habanero, spice, with all of the flavors, and I did everything from a sweet garlic, and it's right, and they all got different flavors. Thank you, man. Thank you, my friend. So one way I'm not going to lose. And I did one spicy, sure enough hot. Make you jump out of your foots. And it sat on that, I could told I was hurting. She took it off, them two, but I didn't tell them to take it off. That's the kind of ESAU Daddy.
Yes.
Daddy could smell it. Oh, my. He was a monster. What young man didn't want hair on his chest when he was growing up? I never did have it. That's a fact. What young man didn't want a beard? When I was growing up, everybody wanted a beard. Stop that. We were shaving to try to get hair. When I met him, he already had a beard. I'm like, get out of here. 17 years old. I didn't even know how mine would grow. Don't go that way, daughter. Just hold your peace. Hold your shalom. So he ran and he cried on his neck. He wept. And it was the cry that was so... Can I show you what kind of cry it was, the bewailing? Everybody knew this verse in Yochanan 1, 11:35. The shortest version in the Torah. It says, YHWH wept. He dachru, a cry that reached the heavens. That's the way. That's the way ESAU cried when he saw his brother. He said, yeah, I don't want nothing. I don't need it. My love for you. That's a fact, boss man.
Hallelujah.
You have theorized and created some damnable lie. Some twisted thing you call doctrine. It's a lie.
Hallelujah.
Were they brothers then? Or just when they were brothers then?
Yes.
And they are still brothers. Verse 30, verse 9 of the same chapter. You all can read between the verses between. And ESAU said, I have enough, my brother. That's the way we used to say it in my days in the 60s and 70s. What's up, my brother? Everybody was my brother. And that's the way we talk. You're too young to know that one now. They would say, my brother. It was different in the 60s. It was just different. What's up, brother? What's up, my brother? And they would say that when you did something that was appealing. My brother, what's up, my brother? When I first got married, early 70s, that's how the Muslims, they would come. And I would buy the final call, but I was just kind of, I would buy because of, I wanted to read the articles, I'll be honest. And on West Boulevard, there in Charlotte, and there would be the same ones, man. It would be the same ones, YisraYah'ale. It's one, we were in class together down in the Central Piedmont. We were in school together, and they would all, if they would come to my house, because they know that was 50 cents a evening, I would buy it too. I would, I'm not going to lie. And they would come knocking, what's up, my brother? That's the way they would say it all. They didn't say brother, they would say my brother. Showing you possessive. Their own possession. You my brother, I don't care what. Is that a shame that they rail hellish against Muslims? And their leaders are no different than Farrakhan. Their leaders are no different than Farrakhan. Their leaders are no different than Farrakhan. Period. Period. And Farrakhan talks about Jesus Christ. He doesn't talk about the YHWH, but he talks about Jesus. More than T.D. Jakes. And so that's the way they would say, what's up, my brother? I'm not, I don't sit around watching the Hebrew Israelites, but I don't know if they call or they say that my brother. What's up, my brother? My akh. What's up, my akh? But those Muslims, well, they would say, oh, this is my brother, my brother. They didn't care if you were a drug head or what. What's up, my brother? Brother, you don't have to go that way. Come on, brother. You're my brother. I don't care if you stole from them. They would say, come on, my brother, my brother. They will call each other. I'm quite sure that the Muslims use that in word, but nothing like the Hebrew Israelites. Nothing like that core of people. And even you got ESAU, the white boy, so scared. He may do it in his house. He knows he's in a cauldron of hellish trouble if he uses it outside of his house. And that's the truth. But yet you will violently say it's all right. You're a dirty liar. And especially those that get around people that are Caucasian and they use it. That's a cheap bastard to me. At my age, I put on the gloves with you. Coward. That's a fact. Hallelujah. He said, I don't need anything, my brother. Keep that you have. I got more than enough. And he would have gave him everything.
Yes.
Even to slaves. He said, I got more than enough. I'm not going to be greedy. I want you to have it because that's what a brother does. A brother doesn't denigrate a brother and call them one of the most violent epithets on the face of the earth. He didn't call him a devil or a thief, but he still had that in him. He said, that boy stole everything that was mine. Were they brothers then? Let me ask you this. Let's go to Deuteronomy. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. This is when Moshe commanded the nation. Now y'all sending you away because you're wicked and you're hard-headed. We got to take the path that Yah has ordained. We cannot alter. We must go in the steps that He has ordained for us.
True.
The steps of a Sadiq man, they're ordered by Yah. And He will tell them to show them. They had a Sadiq man before them, a righteous man, Moshe. And this is what Moshe said in Devarim. The Moshe law is this applicable today, chapter 2.
Yes.
I want to read one verse in verse 4. Devarim, Deuteronomy 2:4. And this is what Yah says. And He commanded Moshe, and command you the people, saying, you are to pass through the coast of your brothers. Is this Yah talking?
Yeah.
Sure it is. You are to pass through the coast of your, not brother, your brothers. Your brothers. You're about to pass through the coast of your brothers. Who are my brothers? The children, the Zerah, the seed, the children of ESAU. They're your brothers.
Yes.
They're your brothers by natural identity. Ah, look at them out there. Boy, they gonna call me everything but a child of Yah. I don't give a damn what you call me. And I have to be ruthless like with this generation.
Yeah.
You can call me what you want to. I see what you call others, so what difference does it make what you call me? I'm going to eat well today, though. And tomorrow, bring the fruit in on my lips and offering. And I got goat, not goats, but goat's meat. The between goat and goat's meat. I got sweet, garlic, honey, apple smoke is right. My layers of seasoning, that's for my little ones there. It's right. It's right. I concocted my own sauce that tangy golden mustard with puree of mango, and I layer with garlic and scallion and some of those habaneros that had some fresh. Some sweet Jamaican curry and all of that stuff, and some of that Thai seasoning get boosted up, and then I got some special peppers. You can add a little more of hotness and flavor. That's what I got. That's right. And don't tell me about Jamaican jerky. This is what I made yesterday. It'll make you sop the gravy up. You don't need no bread. It's right. And then I did some for the babies again, this honey mustard. It's nice. You like it? And the sauce is wonderful. You may want to take some of that sauce and put on some of that. Okay. You may want to do that. Make sure the sauce. Okay. I want to finish up here. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. So they're brothers. Well, that's not enough for me. Hallelujah. I want to read this in total complicit with what I've read. First Chronicles 1:28. If I'm a son, I'm of the same seed lineage, am I not? If I'm a son. Although my natural father had plenty sons, I'm the firstborn by a different one than all of their mothers. Our mothers are different. And my physicality and my look is almost exactly like his. We could have passed off for twins because it's identical even to the mouth, the teeth, and all. Same. Let me ask you this question in 1 Chronicles 28. It talks about the Bain here, the sons of Abraham. The sons in the beginning. The sons. Which one came first? It talks about Yitzchak and YishMa'ale. Are those sons of Abraham? Do they all both have the same seed after the flesh, after Abraham?
Yes.
Yah did not make them 12 nations, but he made them 12 princes.
Yes. Right.
Is this Abraham's seed?
Yes.
So our job, as we've been taught and we've been learning, it is that we will be an enrichment to the world. And so even that seed of YisraYah'ale would see us and say, my,
Yes.
you know that's from Father Abraham.
Right.
But they got something different than we. Instead of you standing on the corner, where are you? What are you? What are you from? Where are you from? Where are you from? North Africa. Well, you're a heathen. You're ESAU. That's what these jackasses do.
Right.
He identified in the chronicle of the book of these two brothers. Those, those brothers my father produced. The world would say we're half brothers, but we're brothers in the sense that because it is the seed of the father, that authority. He can't make no babies without the beauty of the comfort of the woman and how she incubates and cares for that. He can't do it. And it's stupid.
Yes.
These are the sons.
Yes.
That's plural.
True.
Of Abraham. YisraYah'ale. He came before Yitzchak.
Yes.
And out of him came a seed. And out of YisraYah'ale came a seed. You would think that they would get on the seed of YisraYah'ale. Hell, they're rich over there. Run look all of you. Keep letting the price of gas go down.
Yes.
Listen, how much is Sullivan? I just want to interject you. How much is that gas at Sullivan with no, how much is the gallon? That Indian fellow on the back row back there, he got it for $1.41 a gallon. I started to say, man, that's what no ethanol. I said, good job here. You got to get some of that and just put it back. Diesel or something, put it back. That's right. That's right. These are the sons. Now I'm going to do a teaching one day. Cain should work on that. The sons of Abraham, his seed. He can do that. He's smart enough. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
These are the sons. Does it say that?
Yes.
These are the sons of Abraham, Yitzchak, YishMa'ale. So there is no reward after the seed. You may have a son that's a bastard, but he's still your son. You may have a son that was just corrupt in prison and all that, but he's still, mama doesn't see it that way. That's still my baby.
Right.
That's the way they see it.
Yes.
That's the way a mother sees it.
Right.
And a daddy does too. He may try to be exteriorly hard, but he knows that's my boy.
Right.
That's my boy. That's my boy. He may have been a thief and all of that. But mom is going to identify him. And Mother YHWH mothers us. That's my son. I know he's been bad, but he's still my baby. That's what a mother does.
Right.
Daddy's going to knock him out. Let's get real nation.
Right.
I want truth. I don't want, come on, nation. I'm blessed to live here. That I can study just as hard as I work. I can label in the book. I'm not coming to you with something that is fictitious, that's disjointed. You know I'm not. You know that as well. It's all organized. It's precise with concision. And everything is line upon line. You know that. So you know I haven't gone to some website. YisraYah'ale, there is no way as the hell is open. I will listen to anything on YouTube and call myself preaching behind that.
Yeah.
Nobody can say he's done that. Nobody can say that I heard that before. You haven't heard it like this.
Hallelujah.
And that's a fact. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Well, let me ask you this quickly. In Galatians chapter 3 verse 16. This is what Shaul said to that stubborn wicked house. YisraYah'ale. He says here in Galatians, those that were scattered abroad, he said, now to Abraham and his seed were the promise made. Were these the sons of Abraham? Yes. Was Yitzchak a son of Abraham? Yes. Was Jacob and ESAU sons of Yitzchak, which is the son of Abraham? Yes. He said, was the promise made? He said to his seed. To his seed was the promise made. He says not. And to seeds. He did not say to seeds. He said to his seed. And every seed that came out of the loins of Abraham through maturation, progeneration, they're his seed. It's almost like mama showing favoritism. I'm quite sure no mothers have ever done that. My mother did. I hated the way she dawdled at my young brother. I was jealous. I'm not going to lie, I was jealous. I was the baby boy. You understand? My oldest brother, we slept in the bed together. He loved me. He cared. That's why I never disrespected my oldest brother. We became a drunk and a dope thief. I never did. I didn't talk to him like you don't tell me. I never talked to him like that. And all of a sudden, here comes a baby. I'm 6 years old. I remember that day. I ain't lying. I never even met my mother. I didn't even know her. And she comes home, this your baby. Oh, man. I was jealous. I was jealous. I was so jealous because everyone doted on him. Everybody. And I was so jealous it was pathetic. I didn't get out of that until I was about 15. I left my mother's house today. Because I was jealous. Oh, we can't be honest, you know, is that amazing? I was just flat out jealous. Because they doted on him. He could do no wrong. A man is 60 years old. He spent 33% of his life in prison, 33% of his life acting like a fool, and 33% of his life he didn't know nothing. I told him that. You're 60 years old, you're a fool. Yes. He hung up on me too. Then he writes me and says, I love you so much, I miss you. I know you do. I didn't answer him. You don't hang up on me. I've never done you wrong. I brought your mommy up the road when nobody would come see you. I never asked you for a nickel, and you gonna do me like this? That you respect? You will go to hell on your own on that one. He says, not unto the seed as of many, but as of one. And to your seed, which is Yeshua HaMashiach. This is our seed. And not only that, just to one. To one, Abraham. He is. And Yeshua HaMashiach. That doesn't negate ESAU as being a seed of Abraham. He was a Hebrew. Out of the Hebrew Abraham's seed came that one that was called Jacob. Yes. And when he had lied and ran and tried to get away, that's when Yah changed his name from Jacob to YisraYah'ale. He said, because you prevail, at least there's some repentance in you. That's the only thing. He was no different than ESAU. He was a liar and a thief. did anything that was destructive. I don't want to go into this. I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to stop. Because I want this to have continuity. And I do this the next time or whenever, I don't know when. But I felt like it would take me 2 teachings on this. I'm going to stop there. Anyway, we're going to enjoy the rest of the Shabbat. Be well. And we have sent out the invitation to those that would join us. YisraYah'ale, he got something, I'm quite sure, ready for us. Not quite sure, I'm certain of that. Forgive me, son. And I'm looking forward to that. Marcos has sent everything out. The service is going to be at 3. I wanted to have service at night, but I said, no, well, let's just do it all tomorrow. And one service starting at 12. And we should be done about 3. So that's what we're going to do. You that have listened today, do send your support. Tell me, just if nothing else, let me know if you heard it like this before. Be honest. And your Hebrew doctrine, I'm going to challenge that. I'm going to knock you in your chest, bust you in your head, whether you love me or not. You know it's the truth. You know this is some hogwash. It's hog puke made up, synthesized. It is synthetic, a formulation that was formed by ignorant men. And that's just a fact. I don't mark no one in death or whatever, the one that called himself the Holy Ghost. I'm glad he didn't call himself YHWH. He died. He had sugar diabetes and this COVID-19 overtook him. So YisraYah'ale, you all can say, well, I'm not afraid. And yet you run to the doctor on every little small thing. Quit being a liar. I'm not going out there like a fool. Headlong. I'm going to protect the babies, if nothing else. The house of YisraYah'ale. These are the cows. I believe in healing. You don't believe in no healing. You get a pain, you run to the Tylenol, Mr. Tylenol, Mr. Bilazine, or whatever his name is, Benadryl. You run to Benadryl and Dr. Benadryl. Doctor, don't give me that, you lying hypocrite. You weren't the first one to touch your baby when he came out. Some strange of a devil. Not so here. We didn't start that just here. We did start it in Charlotte, in the city. So we did not just start today. You're fearful in your frame. Well, especially in Hebrew, I ain't putting on. Well, I'll tell you what, when I go out, I wear mine. People say, that's a get out mask you got on us. You know, you got that. What is y'all wear the same one that's got that camouflage? I mean, not camouflage, but like spring. Mine got the. You know, like the camouflage for hunting. And I got on my camouflage hat. And I got on my camouflage pants. And I got on my camouflage. And I got on camouflage, not sneakers, but tennis shoes. One young man, you could tell it was white. He said, I like that. I mean, you like this. It's homemade, too. I like that, too. You can't see my face when you see the mask. I wear mine. Don't be silly. Whether you're afraid of it or not, then you could get these symptoms and come back, and there are many that are dead, like that preacher up there in Virginia, almost. We ain't afraid of that, and he died. His wife, his daughter, or his wife, that's stupid. I'm not going into a colony of leprosy without preparation and hugging and that. No, you're silly. And that's just flat out stupid. No, I'm not going to no doctor. You talk about all that and everything you do, you run. That's common sense. Don't be a stupid fool. Nah, no. I don't go out without mine. That's a fact. I was prepared before any of this. As far as when I first heard about it, when they talked about the first cases. No. That's why I like to go out early in the morning. When I go out that early, nobody's out there. When I go out like that, I tell you what I did. I went out on Thursday to get that organic fertilizer. And I didn't know they were doing that. When I got, the only place I could get that 50 bags were down there in Lancaster. Home Depot. When I got there, they had a line long here to there. And I'm thinking, oh, I'll go in that end because, and I saw the exit only. I said, okay, got to get in line. Big fat boy like me, and I don't play around. And when the line is like this, 6 foot apart, well, I stand back like this. The line is here, and nobody going past me. Not that I'm, no. And they look, and you're going to stay right there. You're going to get at the same time. Don't worry about it. The walk is going to be the same. You're going to take the same amount of steps. And I'll let you get on up there, but like from here to there. That's all right. That's all right. They ain't not going to say nothing. They just look. Get up under the tent. No, she's all right under the tent. Then when you get about that far, just walk up a little bit more. Let you move a little bit. You're going to get there at the same time. It ain't no different. You have to take the same 23 steps. Get off of me. And so when I was in the store, this little, you know, I could tell some wrong little fella. You could tell he was Filipino. He got ready. He looks at me like, he didn't say yes, sir, but he didn't get back. Because you may get something from me. Right. That's what I feel. I don't want someone to get sick because of me. That's what I feel more than anything. The honest truth. When it comes time for me to die, I'm going to die. But I'm not going to let Mr. COVID overtake me. We're going to have a battle. And I'm not looking at all the symptoms and all that what takes place. I don't fill my mind with that stupidity sitting there all day long. I don't do that. You think, no. I'm abreast of what's happening. But I know one thing, it's for real because too many folks are dying. And at my age, we are the ones that it's wreaking havoc. And somebody with a little sickness, come on. That's right. And so that's one that's up in New Jersey. He died. He calls himself the Holy Ghost. I have no problem with that. They had sentenced him to prison for about 13, 14 months because he stole 5 million people. $5 million from the people. He had houses in California. When they took him to jail, his house in New Jersey, he'd have to put up one dime. They saw his house, okay. They pay cash for stuff like that. Children rode a Mercedes-Benz bus to school. I mean, he spent the money like it was his. And they don't own one damn building. I said like that. They don't own one building. We own our land here. Hallelujah. We own our land, the taxes. For everything we own, the taxes, the land over the land across the street, this land and the other land we're going to acquire. It's $2,000 a year. You can't beat that. Hallelujah. Beautiful garden, plenty of food, cows and goats meat. Yeah, goats meat. And sheep's meat. And ponds that we have to throw them in there. We can dredge it. Fish. Yes. And all kinds of herbs grow on this land. I remember Ray Roberts, he identified how many? 220 some herbs on this land right here. He was tough at that. He identified them. I like Ray. Yes. Sad shame. I liked him. I did. I liked YHWH, but he was a fruitcake. He thought he was tough, but he met someone that was tougher than him. You don't think I can do a push-up? I said, you couldn't do one. I signed the police over you today and made y'all kill me if I'm lying. You can't do one. I said, you want me to get down? I can do as many as you want to. You want us to rock together? I said, you can't do one. You understand? You can't do one. He said, you're wrong. I'm going to prove it to you. I like it. So I really did. I liked him. I really liked him. But he was stupid. He was arrogant. He was a fool. I looked at the brim he gave me. I said, man, get your sippy out that hat. It's a nice hat. That was a nice brim he gave me. He got right there in front of my house. I'm sitting in the chair. He got down. He couldn't even get down to a push-up position. He would always say, you want me to help? I said, I don't want your help. Get away from me, man. You don't want to help because you want to help. You would have helped us. You want me to help you? Help! Get away from me! That first playground said, I'll haul all that sand, not this one. You couldn't get the truck in there to dump it. I moved every one of them away, but he's going to, you need something? I say, just want to get away from me. But he got down on the ground and he's going to show me he could do. I can do it. I'm going to show what he did. He had to. He got down like that. He couldn't even get a your position. As I told you, couldn't do it. That was Sweetwater shoes on. Don't try with me. Don't even go that way. He got down there, he said, I can't do it. I said, no, you can't. He said, how did you know it? First of all, you're not even fit. I didn't say that to him. I said, how much you weigh? He said, I weigh 220 pounds, 30 pounds. You can't bench 230 pounds. That's why I knew you couldn't do a push-up. Oh, well, you gonna do a push-up? You may start with the bar, but you gotta be able to bench what your weight is. So I'm 200 pounds, that's what I am. You gotta be able to do that. So I know you can do no push-up. Get out of here. That's your problem. He gave me $1,000 one time. I got one. I said, you're broke, you're busted, you don't have a damn thing. I got money. I said, give me $1,000. He went home. He brought me $1,000 back. 1,000. See, I don't pander people. When a man wants to do right, he can do right. He brought me 1,000 back. I'll never forget, I was cooking that day. Y'all had gone out. I think to the library somewhere. I said, I don't need this. He said, it's more where that came from. You're broke and you know it. I said, you giving this to me? Yeah, I'm giving it to you. Nasty. I said, you certain it's mine? Yeah. Can I do what I want to do with it? You can. I was cooking on that big grill up there. Nobody ever not even. I said, you certain I can have this? I said, I'm going to take this. And that fire was blazing. I threw it in the fire. I said, it's mine, right? And then after I did that, see, you don't play. I don't play. I began to commence on his backside. I said, you are a wicked man. You're filthy. You're a liar. You know what he said to me? Can I tell y'all what he said? Y'all believe me? You're right. I'm so sorry. See, you will lie to someone. I ain't gonna lie. I say, you're a wicked man. And I say, by the way, anytime you want that back, you get it back. I gave it back to him. He called me when I told him don't come back here again. I like you, I really did. I like you. He thought he was a debater, but he didn't realize he was stupid and dumb. He said, Ray, aren't you said I get that money back? I said, you sure can. He said, well, let me say this. I mean, his wife never told about, but every time y'all went out, they got offerings. Same thing that the other sisters did. They don't talk about that. He never gave anything here. My wife would spend money on her and do things for her. That's a fact. That's a fact. He said, well, you know, you owe me $600. I'm right. I'll send this out, came to me. I'll bring it to you. could have said, I'm not giving you nothing, you gave me none. I said, yes, your money doesn't mean nothing to me. I said I wasn't going to call him that, but I gave him that name. He asked me to name him YHWH. I said, don't you understand that's a pet peeve that Yahweh talk to YisraYah'ale, he calls her YHWH? I'm giving you that name. I think about him at times. I like him, YHWH. I really do. I liked him. I said, we could have done something together. He said, yes, but I had to bust your head because you're too arrogant. He thought he was smart and everything, but when I would. Can I tell you this? He had a problem when I got the bells in here. I brought the bell. So he goes to Norm and tell him, you know that's wrong. Even Norm had enough sense to know he was wrong. And I said, that's not so. I said, Moshe and Haran played the bells. And I opened up the scripture over there. He said, I showed him that. And he said, he come to him and said, I apologize, you're right. See, people like him will go to others that are ignorant, don't know. And that's how they spread their lies. Why did he come to me? He made a statement one day, I said that and the brothers didn't even, I said, boy, you know what I want to say, bullshit, galos. I said, they knew. And Zakim preached a message on it, just tore his head to pieces. Zakim, look that up. I want you to teach on that. He did. I like the YHWH. I think about him. And I say this, the last time I saw him, I was at, we went, she can't remember what we went to get that day. Yeah, but what did we go get? Okay. Those nutty buddies and things. And I pulled up in front of Food Lion, and there he was. He looked so, it was so gloomy, like I could see that on his face. And he knew it was me. He looked right in my face, and nothing was getting out in the fire lane. And I pulled right down there where he was parked. I parked right beside him. Because I wanted him to come out. Because I wouldn't bust his backside. I was. You're full of your hypocrisy, man. You better get right. Yeah, I'm honest. And I was going to tell him, you better get it right. Just like this old man of this fool. This fool. He's a fool. He's a fool. He was a fool. Sad. I liked the old man. I liked him. He knew no more. When I built that deck down there, all he did was, said, you just stay with me. He picked up all the old pieces to cut off for. Take them up there for the door. You take them. Because I knew things were not propagating right thoughts. They bring no fruits up. So I kept him with me. I will keep him with me a lot. And I begged his wife not to do what she did to him. I pled with her. Don't do it like that. He didn't know how to love because he was never taught how to love. He didn't know how to care for nobody because he never been taught that. He didn't learn from his dad, his mama. He didn't know. He couldn't teach his son. They don't know. None of them. But I liked the old man. We sneaked out. It didn't bother me. I just know exactly where we were coming from. You remember? I got you on that one. We were coming from Memphis, Tennessee. When Zakim called me, I was, what is that highway? 20 or 22. We were still on 22. That's some long roads out there in Mississippi. Long roads. Ain't nobody on there. When I got home, I said, Benjamin, his granny said he snuck off and he left some of his stuff. I said, Benjamin, you go up there and tell him, you take him his things. We don't want them. taking his furniture and everything, all his clothes taken. You're not living here because someone got a gun and barrel you. You don't want to be around me. I'm just good. If you don't want to be around me, I don't want to be around you. You won't have no problem with me. But I like the old man. Ignorant, unlearned, but I still like him. I did. I did. This is a wicked generation. You found one friend in this life. Because you married her, that doesn't mean she's your friend. I will never walk out on my wife, do regardless of anything. There's nothing we cannot overcome. I don't care what it is. Of course, it's all created by a few little silly words. Get away from me, girl. Come on. Got time to get away from me. What you got for me to eat? Okay. I want some fried chicken. Some rice. Collard greens. Be sweet potato pie. As a matter of fact, yes. That's what I want. And nothing. And I will blow off and call all kinds of. And men have to know how to treat their wives. It's just not the wife all the time. That ain't a fact. In most cases, the man has been degenerate. That's a fact. You find wives who stay at home, they take care of the house and cook and get angry, but they still stay around. I know nobody's going to treat me or care for me like my wife. And I'm just too big for her to try to pull him out. So when a man finds a wife, he finds an excellent thing. And God shows him favor. To learn and understand the beauty of love. Love is affection and care. Will she get frustrated? Sure, she'll get frustrated. You get frustrated over something. So if she get frustrated with me, that's all right. You are there in some hospital, some nursing home, they will let you piss on yourself. You stay that way all day. Ain't nobody going about wiping your backside if you can't wipe it. You're going to smell like doo-doo, smooth, and fooky. How about that? And that means they will pinch the hell out of you to do you. That's a fact. That's a fact. If you got a husband or wife that's treat you kind, are there going to be any differences? Don't be silly. You know it's going to be that. You still love each other despite that. And never turn your back on each other. I don't give a damn what you've done in the past. It means nothing as to this day. I'm talking about from this day. So what that's been done, so what? Who gives a nigger worth of rat dogs? Doo-doo. You start afresh today. And if you mess up today, you start afresh tomorrow. It's a brand new me. And you start it all over again. We as men must set the pattern and the example. And when I said I don't play with these little boys. I just said to him yesterday, I saw him right there, him and the little baby. And I saw him with the dirt. I knew he was going to do something crazy. I knew it. And I'm over there cooking, and I'm watching him with him and that little child. I'm looking, I stood there, and I just looked. So I didn't send him home to his mother. I said, go home. And when I said that, I said, you go tell your mother what you did. He started crying. So he told me exactly what happened. I'm looking at them. He didn't have to tell me. I'm right there cooking, and I just stood there and looked. I mean, I don't mind the boys playing with around the girls. I like for the boys to be separate. I'll make them get on. You don't shoot basketball. Get on the court out there. Don't you around there. Now I was a young boy. We didn't play with girls. I wanted the boys. We wrestled. And I said, go home. No. And he started crying. He knew he was in trouble. His mama doesn't play. Standing high, he knows it. And because of his tears, I said, boy, next time you do it, it's over with. I'm going to whip your backside. Get out over there, y'all. Get off that trampoline. Get off all of them. Go out there in the field and run. Get your bicycles. Kind of bake a biscuit pan, mud pie. Stop it. Come on, son. You've done that before, right? You made a biscuit pie, right? Talk to me. Can I confess to you? I've done the same thing, too. All right, then. I'm going to knock him out. He knew he was in trouble. And the only thing saved him was his tears. He ran to get away from him. You see, but he doubled back. See, I saw you. I saw you in the double back. You didn't play on that side. You went to that side. You didn't get past me. Let us stand to our feet. Bless you all. He's all right. Turn toward YHWH. In all things we do for the excellence of your great riches. Bless, I pray, and touch. Prepare Zaki Yaramiya's heart for tomorrow's. Teach us of your first fruit, this offering. Bless those that join us today and your nations scattered around the world. We pray for YisraYah'ale, the elect of your calling. We pray for the house of YisraYah'ale. Bless your people. Feed them this day with bread. Sufficient, Yah. Bless us all wherever we are located. We ask these simple blessings in your healing power to heal us all. In Yeshua's name. Hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Careful. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
cannot go around the Torah of Yah. Cannot go around the Torah of Yah. No, you cannot go around the Torah of Yah. Cannot go around the Torah of Yah. It's so high, you can't go over it. So low, you can't go under it. So wide, you can't go around it. Cannot go around the Torah